Imagine living in a time when even a small mistake could lead to public humiliation, unbearable pain, or even death. Welcome to the Joseon Dynasty, a 500-year era that shaped Korean history but also had a dark, brutal side. Hello, I'm Nari Kim, and today we're diving into the harsh punishments of Joseon Korea. Brace yourselves, this is going to be intense. The Joseon Dynasty, founded in 1392 by King Taejo, was based on Confucian ideals. Justice was strict and morality was important, but mercy? Let's just say it wasn't always a priority. Punishments range from light to absolutely horrifying. Let's start with the least severe, whipping. For minor offenses like theft or disrespecting elders, offenders were whipped on their legs or back with a cane, anywhere from 10 to 50 strikes. Sounds manageable? Well, whipping lasted all the way into the 20th century during Japanese colonization and was finally abolished in 1920 after the March 1st independence movement. Next up, flogging. Using a thick stick called a 곤장, criminals were struck on their buttocks up to 100 times. Water was sometimes poured on the area being flogged, causing the skin to split and increasing the pain. Many didn't survive past 60 strikes. Surprisingly, if you were rich, you could pay someone to take the punishment for you. For 100 strikes, the price was about 7 yang, roughly $500 today. Hard labor wasn't just about working in salt farms or forges. It started with a flogging to motivate you. Convicts were forced to work in grueling conditions for 1 to 3 years. If they didn't work hard enough, they'd be beaten again. If you were of noble status, exile was more likely than physical punishment. But exile wasn't as lenient as it sounds. You'd have to walk up to 1,000 kilometers, often injured from previous flogging, just to reach your banishment site. Many didn't survive the journey, and those who did often succumbed to the harsh conditions in remote, isolated areas. Joseon Korea had 3 main forms of execution: hanging for minor capital offenses, beheading for serious crimes like treason, poison, a so-called dignified death for nobles or women. But the most horrifying? 거열 and 능지처참. 거열 involved tying a person's limbs to animals, which then pulled them apart. 능지처참 was the slow dismemberment of the body over several days. Both were reserved for the worst criminals, and they're still shocking by today's standards. Beyond punishments, there were other methods of control. Branding, tattooing words like theft on the face or wrists. Leg twisting, twisting legs until bones shattered. Knee pressing, crushing knees under heavy stones. Though technically illegal, corrupt officials often use these methods during interrogations or even in private households. Here's the twist. Joseon Korea's justice system was based on Confucian ideals of compassion and moral governance. Over time, reform-minded kings like Sejong and Yeongjo began focusing more on rehabilitation and fairness. By the late Joseon period, many of these harsh practices were abolished, reflecting the changing values of the era. So, what do you think? Could you survive the justice system of Joseon Korea? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching.